Hey guys, I'm here to film a video for you today. This is actually going to be a different type of video that is usually up on my channel. This video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be kind of like a ghost story. I don't know if you guys, not everybody's going to believe it, and that's okay. But it really did happen to me, and I just thought it was something that I would share for you guys because I thought it was a very interesting story. I have been wanting to film this video for a while now, and I've kind of put it off because, to be honest, it's kind of touchy for me because this involves my dad, who passed away, I want to say, around 2 years ago. Okay, so I'm going to share this video. I don't really have too many paranormal experiences, so I mean, I really don't. I only have a couple, and I mean, this one's definitely paranormal for me. I definitely feel like this was a paranormal thing that happened to me. So if you don't believe that, that's okay. But I just wanted to share it just because I figured why not. So let me just kind of give you guys a little background of what happened. I was living with my uncle at the time. Me and my boyfriend have lived on and off with my uncle. Me and my boyfriend have been together for almost 4 years now. Okay, so we've lived with my uncle twice through that period of time. And this was the first time that we had lived with him. And this had to be about 1 to 2 months after my father had passed away. And we were staying in the exact room that he passed away in. And his room that he just used to live in. And it is kind of outside of the house. So the house is here, and then this is his little room. And okay, so what I'm going to describe to you is kind of like a desk, but it was actually built into the room because my uncle had a girlfriend who was doing a hair thing at one point, and he built her this counter, but it was kind of like a desk, but it had tile on it, so it was tile squares, all on the desk. So it was a very hard desk type a fixture, okay, but it was attached to the wall. So I was in bed, and me and my boyfriend were in bed. He was on this side of the bed. I was on this side of the bed. Okay, we're just sleeping away. Everything's fine. And then all of a sudden, I wake up to a dragging noise on the counter. And I can only describe this to you as a distinct, if you would hear, have you ever heard anything that drags on tile? Something very, very heavy. That is what it sounded like. It was almost like there was a brick or a block or something that was being drug across this tile. And I was half asleep, and I'm looking around, and I'm looking in the room because we had a little nightlight, because when I was little, I was afraid of the dark. Okay, this was probably, I want to say around 2 years ago this happened. So maybe a little bit longer, maybe 2.5 years ago this happened. But I was just confused. I was laying there, I was what in the hell is going on? So I'm looking around the room, and I'm what is that noise, So I wake up my boyfriend. I wake up. I'm wake up. He's laying right next to me, and he's what? And I was do you hear this? And he's yeah, what is that? I was I have no idea. You tell me. And he's I don't know. And I was I don't know what it is, but I'm getting really scared right now. And he's just and he just looks around. We're just both kind of looking around the room, seeing if there's anybody in there, because we did have there is a lock on the door, and we had it locked and everything. So it's not like anybody could get in. It was just one door, and then, the room, and that was it. So we're laying there trying to kind of put things together of what it could be. And then he had mentioned something well, maybe it's your dad trying to communicate with you. And at that point, when he said that, I kind of, two and two kind of clicked together, and I just lost it. I was bawling, because this is the first time that I had ever had any paranormal experience, anything kind of happened to me that was just strange that I couldn't explain. I mean, we're literally sitting there. There's nothing like, and the floor for the room is all tile as well. But we could tell it was coming from that desk that I was telling you guys about. So it's like we were laying there just like in disbelief. We're like, what is this? Like, it doesn't even make sense. We knew it was coming from within the room. You could hear it clear as day. And it was just the strangest thing. And so in the middle of me crying because I'm realizing I'm feeling like this is my dad, I said out loud, I said, Daddy, if this is you, could you please stop? Because you're really scaring me. And out of nowhere, I kid you not, after this had been happening for like about 5 minutes, it stopped. I don't know, it just stopped in thin air. There was no more dragging noise. It was just gone. And I didn't have anything on the counters. Like, keep in mind, I didn't have anything on the counters that was heavy enough to make that kind of sound. The only thing that I had was a couple makeup items and like clothes. That was it on the counter. So this is like a really short story time video, but I just wanted to kind of like give you guys like this literally happened to me. And honestly, I do feel like it was my dad. I did feel like very emotional at the time because it was a very short period of time after I had lost him. And I think he tried to communicate with me in that way just because I never got to say goodbye and he never got to say goodbye, because the way my father passed away was a very shock thing. It wasn't something that was expected whatsoever. It was just a very, he was actually sleeping when he passed away. So this was something that was just very like quick and very like out of the blue. Nobody expected it, and we never got to say goodbye to each other. And I was just getting close to him. My mom and dad had been divorced for a very long time, and I was 19 when this happened. So when he passed away, I was 19, and it was very rough for me. We had just had like Thanksgiving dinner together, like right before he passed away. I think it was like a month before, if that. And we were just starting to get close to each other. And I was going over my uncle's house because he lived with my uncle. And I was going over there, hanging out and just spending time with him and trying to get to know each other, because my mom kind of, she kept, I'm not trying to say anything bad because I know she's probably going to watch this video. Because there's nothing really negative about it. It's just that when I got of age, I decided to try and figure out who he was as a person, and I wanted to know him better. And then that happened. So it was very hard for me. And then I will tell you guys another like little very, very, very short thing, story. This was probably, I want to say 2 years ago. We were living in a house after we had moved from my uncle's for the second time. Or was it the second time? Or no, I'm sorry. So we had lived at my uncle's. Me and my boyfriend had lived at my uncle's, and this is where this experience happened. Then we moved into an apartment. Nothing strange happened. Everything was all good. And we were there for a year. Then we moved into a house, and the house that we lived in, we were only there for 5 months. So one morning I woke up, and my boyfriend was just like, it was pitch black, and we were waking up at like, I think it was probably like 6, maybe if not like 5 o'clock in the morning, because at the time I wasn't working early. I do work early now, but my boyfriend was working early in the morning, and we only had one car to share. So I had to get up and take him to work every morning. So I woke up and I was laying there, and my boyfriend looks over at me, and he's like, and I'm like, what, and like I had just woken up, he had just woken up, but he had woken up like maybe a minute before me. He's lying there, and he's just looking at me, and I can tell he's looking at me, but I can't really see because the sun is just like coming out. It's very, very faint. You can't even really see. Like you couldn't see any sunlight. You just, your eyes adjust to the dark. So I'm laying there, and I look over at him, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are you looking at me like that? And he's like, I just saw someone standing over you. And I freaked out. I was like, what? I'm like, are you freaking serious? So I was like, turn on the light, turn on the light. And he's like, well, don't freak out, don't freak out. And I'm like, why? I'm like, that's freaking creepy. Like, if there's somebody in here, like, I want to know, right? So he's like standing, laying down, and he's like, no, don't freak out. Like, I'll turn on the light, but I don't think it was anything harmful. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I think it was your dad. And like, I was just like, why? And he's like, I don't know, I got that feeling. And so that's like the only two experiences I've had with my dad. After he passed, I don't know. I can't really say because that's not my, I didn't see anything. I was sleeping, obviously, so I couldn't really attest to that being 100% like who it was or whatever like that. But I know definitely that the first experience I just shared with you guys was definitely my dad, because of what happened and how it happened and all that stuff. And when it happened, it was just too much coincidence for it to not be him. So yeah. So anyway, if you guys like these types of videos, I do have one more to share with you guys. I don't think I have anything else because I would remember it. But I do have one more experience to share with you guys, so I will do another video on that if you guys want me to. If you do like kind of like these paranormal experience, ghost experiences, just leave me a comment down below and I will continue to do them for you. I mean, honestly, I've only had one more experience so far, but if I have anything else happen to me, I will definitely make a video if you guys really want me to. Also, I had a question for you guys. Do you guys like this makeup? If you do, please leave a comment down below. I will do a makeup tutorial on this. I really like this makeup that I did today with the bright liner on the bottom, and lash line and the waterline. So I figure, I didn't film it because I was kind of in a rush when I did my makeup today. But if you guys like it, please leave a comment down below and I will definitely do a tutorial for you. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.